Hey, welcome back. It's Jerry here. I've been pretty MIA, and I want to apologize for the water sound. It is my fish tank in the other room. But yes, I'm back with another video. I've been pretty busy with work and getting myself in a somewhat of a routine, which may or may not be working. And you can see the stress of life because my face is breaking out. So yeah. So if you know me, I am not putting on any makeup. I'm not covering up. You take blemish and all. Blemish and all. So I have a review of a book today. It is called The Marriage Pass by Briana Cole. So I will give you my rating. I gave this book, I did originally give it a 5 out of 5 stars. But as I processed through this book, like after processing of reading it for a little bit, I think I'm gonna have it like a 4.5. Okay. So that is my rating. I don't know what the original ratings are on Amazon or Goodreads or anything like that. This is just my own opinion. All right. But before I go into details of this story, um, warning, if you are a reader who does not like unclean books, this book is not a clean romance. There is some profanity, there is some sex talk in here. There is some mental health triggers, suicide attempt triggers, grief. So just hint of warning if that is not the type of books that you enjoy or you are triggered by. I suggest you heed the warning and not pick it up. But this story is about a couple, Dorian and Shantae. They are like long, um, excuse me, they've been in a relationship for a while and they get married. And so Dorian, in their in the early time of their relationship, was not faithful. And he had a hard time committing and he had a hard time deciding if he wanted to get married. So after many years and him being able to finish medical school and for him and Shantae to both go to college, they do get married. So on their 1 year anniversary, Shantae presents Dorian with a marriage pass, meaning for the night, one night, they get to do whatever they want with whoever they want. No questions asked, no comments, no nothing. Um, and of course, Dorian, like anybody, would question if there is some type of catch, some type of like, what's the catch? What's the goal of this? And his wife, like Shantae, is like, no, someone told me about this, and it helps their relationship. And so she tries to make it sound really, really good. So of course, Dorian, yeah, Mr. Dorian, he decides to take the pass. And the person who he decides to be with is his sister in law. Yes, his sister in law. So we find out that it's not only one night thing, he decides to be with his sister in law for more than one time. Um, and he finds himself reaping what he sows. Like he is reaping the benefits, whether he may think it's good or bad, of the choice of being with his sister-in-law. And I don't want to spill it, but the sister-in-law Reagan, she really is intoxicating for him, and she manipulates him into doing things and behaving in ways that he did not expect. And so we see that in this story. I don't want to spoil or reveal anything, but I wanted to say, I will say, the ending of this book, you will not be surprised. But the ending of this book, I was very surprised, which is why I gave it a 5 star. But then I thought about the writing. The author, she wrote it really well. But there were some things that she wrote in the story that I guess you needed to know background of Dorian, Shantae, and Reagan and their family. But like, it was just like some of the information was not needed. I think the story, it is a little, it's 230 pages. Some of it, I think it would be, it, it could have been a novella, to be honest. But I know that this is a first in a new series. So I think she probably had to write it that way so that you had some background knowledge so the series can continue on. Which that's another reason why I gave it a star, because now as I finish the book, I want to know, um, what happens with Dorian. I mean, he finds himself really in a tough spot at the end of the story, and I want to know what happens to him following the situation of being with Reagan, his sister-in-law. Um, this book at the end had some discussion questions, and it also talked about polygamy and open relationships and things like that, because that is explored in this book as well. And I really didn't get that from this book. I mean, there was points of that hidden, discussed in this book. But the big thing I got from this book is be careful what you lust for. Think about things that we desire, we want, and it's not good for you. And even though it's not good, you still do it anyway. And I felt like that was Dorian. Dorian knew when he was presented with the past, he knew it wasn't a good idea. He even talked to his friends. He even talked to someone he met when he was on vacation with his wife. And I think he knew it wasn't a good idea. And I think he knew, because of his past of being unfaithful to Shantae, that it wasn't a good idea. But he still did it anyway. And out of the people that he could have chose, he picked his sister-in-law, which was like, why? Why? Um, and his mom even mentioned something to him that he's similar to his dad, because his dad was a police officer, and he was like honored and a great police officer, but he had struggles with women as well. And his mom said that's what killed him was the struggle with women. And we see that in this story. And I think that this story brings up that thought of you reap what you sow, and you also, greed comes before a fall. Like, he was greedy. Dorian was um a plastic surgeon, well known, made good money. He even had his wife sign a prenup before they got married. So it was just, he had that mentality, that greed mentality, and that led to his downfall. And I kind of will spell it. Like, the 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 desires of being with Reagan had him lose his relationship with his wife. Not really lose it, but his relationship with his wife got messed up. And his mother, who had cancer, he she passed away, and it doesn't state in the story that it could have happened, but I believe that he was probably did not have enough time spent with his mom because he was chasing after Reagan. He lost friendships. He lost, I mean, him and his friends fought over him being with Reagan. They didn't know that he was with her, but he was very protective over Reagan, and so he lost friendships. He almost lost his job over Reagan. And I think of just things that we do that we know is not good, but despite it all, we still do it, even though there are consequences that we may lose something important to us, whether it be our house, our family, our marriage, our job, or whatever. And so I think this book really brought that up. Um, Again, I was invested in the story. Brianna, the author, kept me um focused on the story. She kept me engaged. Like I read half of it in a night. Um, and I was telling my husband, I was telling him all about the story because I was like, babe, I have to know what happens at the end. So her writing is very, very quick. Like I said, she did have a few things in her story that I don't think she really needed to write about, but she did anyway. Um, but I will say the characters were written well. I saw Shantae, I saw Reagan, I saw Dorian, I saw his friends. Like these, they it seemed like they were people that I would know in real life. Like I really did. And as I was reading, I should have like vlogged my reactions because there are points in the story which was like I wanted to slap him. I wanted to slap Dorian because it's like, you don't make the mistake again. Or every time he would be with Reagan, knowing. And he even said that he knew that she was manipulating him, but he still felt that urge. And it's like, dude, stop. Stop. But yes, drama in the back, it says drama, drama, drama. It was drama, drama, drama. And there is a spin on this taboo lifestyle. And for those who may be in this lifestyle of open relationships or polygamy or being with multiple um, people in your relationship, like I have no judgment on that. But it made me think really made me think about how the you can have your cake and eat it too is probably not the best. Maybe for other people's relationships, like I said, disclaimer, that's your relationship. There is no judgment. There is nothing on you, but I just felt like, yeah, it it for him it sounded wonderful, but it did not go well for him. And another thing, now that I'm thinking about it, that made me think, another topic that came up as I was reading is communication, because Dorian and his wife lacked communication throughout the whole story. I think if if you read the story, you'll understand what I'm saying. I'm not spoiling it, but if you have read this story, you know what I'm saying, what I mean. If Dorian and his wife sat down and they discussed their marital problems and their issues and concerns, I don't think Dorian would have found himself in this situation. I'm just going to leave it at that. And that made me think, like, if people would talk and communicate, a lot of his issues that he finds himself in, he wouldn't. Like if he would have told his friends before, or like the first time that he slept with Reagan, they could have helped him like block, like stop it. Like, okay, it's a once and done thing. You did the past and that's it. No, he did not. He kept everything secret. He kept everything hush hush. And so when you keep those things secret and you know you're not supposed to be doing something, you know, yeah. This is making me talk for 15 minutes, which I'm shocked. But this book really made me think. It really did. It really made me think about just be careful of the choices that you make, because there are good consequences and there are bad consequences. And Dorian in this story had found himself in some pretty tough stuff. Um I am going to put a little Christian spin on this for my Christian friends, because I am one. I love my faith. And many Christians probably wouldn't read this book, but me, I would. I can preach a sermon on this book. Okay, I can preach the sermon of just the choices that you make. If you know you're not supposed to be doing something, don't do it. Stop. Just don't even, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just stop. Do not do it, because you will find out that when you continue to do something that you know you're not supposed to, and you feel in your gut that God is saying, don't do it. Because believe you and me, God is my witness. I have done some things that God told me not to do, and I still did. And boy, oh boy, and I'm reaping the benefits of some of those bad consequences. So, yes, that is the marriage pass. And I am sorry if it's a little all over the place. But again, this was a great book to read, to just really see how your choices and your decisions that you make affect not only yourself, but people around you. And yeah, The Marriage Pass by Briana Cole. If you ever read this book, let me know your thoughts. You know my thoughts of it. I love it. I will continue to read the series. Again, just make sure that if you have an issue with profanity, sex, mental health, suicide attempts, anything in that nature, I would those triggers in mind, because they do come up in the story. But yes, that is The Marriage Pass. And yeah, let me know what you've been reading, and if I continue with the series. This is a library book, so I might have to buy the book. And I know there's some other books by her as well in the inside that I might check out. But I did like this series, and I'm going to keep reading along. And I hope you have a good one, and I hope you stay tuned for the next video. If you like this video, sorry about it being a little all over the place, but that is me, and I wanted to make this before I have to turn this book back to the library. But if you like this video and you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to me and my craziness. And I will try to continue to upload and share what I'm reading. I am reading some pretty cool things, so yes. And if you have any time during your day, I hope you pick up a book and read. God bless. I love you. Stay safe and take care. Bye.